Hi. Today I want to talk about 3 things. Bliss blocking, deliberate daydreaming, and remembering our future. I might lose some people on this, but I've lost myself on this so many times, so it's okay. It's okay if we don't understand. I'm still understanding. But bliss blocking, we'll start with bliss blocking. Now, what is bliss? What is bliss? First, we need to understand that bliss is the resonance with our inner being. It's the peace and flow and ease. Joseph Campbell says, follow your bliss. And it's a recipe, I guess, for life. If we are always following this blissful feeling, then no matter what we choose, we'll be happy. Because we think, oh, when I get this, or when I have this relationship, or when I'm in this job, or making this much money, then I can be happy, right? And we're putting our happiness on a destination, but really it's the bliss that we're wanting. And so if you can find that, no matter where you are and what you're doing, then you're capturing the vibration, and you're happy, and you're blissful. And so that's bliss. Now, what is bliss blocking? Bliss blocking are thoughts and feelings that keep you or other people from actualizing, experiencing, thinking, believing in bliss. For example, like Debbie Downers, when you're like, oh, we're gonna go to the park and we're gonna have an amazing time at the park, and oh, but it could rain and we could not find parking, and then what if this happens, or this happens, or this happens? Bliss block. What if how we do it with ourselves, like when we are, oh, I could never achieve that, or I'm not good enough, or I don't have that, or I'm not capable. We're bliss blocking. If we can't even imagine something amazing, then I'm sitting outside and this, I think it's actually, is it a centipede? Look at this. Like a little baby centipede against the block I was holding. But I think he's good. He didn't go on my phone. I'm just gonna set it down again and let him. I will not block the bliss of that tiny little centipede. I'm going to allow him to be fine. There we go. Let's just move him to a place. Okay. All right. I was actually born with an incredible phobia of bugs, and I had to overcome that, and it was probably one of the most difficult things that I've had, but I'm thankful. I know you probably saw that emotion for a moment, but so if we can't even imagine bliss for ourselves, then how can we actually experience it or actualize it in our life? So this is where I'm going into deliberate daydreaming. So first of all, let's talk about daydreaming. Now, a lot of people can actually frown on daydreamers. I don't, but there's a time and a place for everything. If you're daydreaming to escape your reality, then you're not being present. And the purpose of daydreaming is actually, I believe, a survival mechanism for us to be able to experience things mentally and emotionally without having to go there and just to help us find our good vibration. Now, have you ever daydreamed really negative things? Like, playing out things in your head of stuff that could go wrong, or how you want to, if they said this and I did this and then we had this, or if you daydream negative things, like, let's stop for a second and take a look at that. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're daydreaming while you're working, you're missing opportunities to be present. I find the best times to deliberately daydream are times when your body is actually resting and not moving. And then your electrical, magnetic sensations, are more free. And those best times that I find are right when I'm waking up or right when I'm falling asleep. And I can lay there and I can deliberately daydream what it is that I want to actualize and think about and imagine myself doing that would fall in alignment with my goals or my dreams or how I want to present myself and live my life, So spending those times, like between sleep and awake, where you can still dream and imagine feelings of bliss and things that and let your body feel that, because that is the law of attraction, is being able to, pull things on, and this dynamic of the law of attraction. So deliberate daydreaming when the body's at rest is the most effective. And then we're going into our third thing that I wanted to talk about, which is remembering your past. Because I always like to go quantum, I think that because quantum is limitless possibilities, it's everything. And we think, oh, it's too difficult for me to understand, and a lot of people don't even realize that we're already doing it. We're already doing it. So remembering your past is a technique for manifestation. And what that is remembering your future. Remembering your future. And what that is I want you to jump ahead. Imagine yourself, right? This is all mental. Jump ahead to a time that is in the future, right? And talking about an event as if it were in the past, but in this future hasn't happened yet. For example, like, I am writing a book. And so to remember my future, I jump into a place where I feel like I'm talking about my book as if I've already written it and completed it, and how that would feel, communicating that as if it's already happened. And so how we can manifest with that is that feeling of completion, that it can be done, that this is what's happened, but I'm talking about it like I'm remembering my future. You know what I mean? Or did I lose you? So, I could probably spend hours on all of these subjects and would love to, but I think getting these little bits out. So, bliss block. Don't bliss block yourself. Don't bliss block other people. Let people, imagine things that feel good, and catch yourself when you bliss block. And daydream, deliberately daydream in times that are the most effective. And if you find yourself daydreaming when your body is active, take a look at where you are, because you're not being present with what you're doing, and you're probably not falling in alignment with the clarity of your inner being. And that's something that you can understand to move more towards your bliss. And then remembering your future, why not try it? What is that one thing that you want to accomplish that you haven't quite yet? And jump ahead too much and then talk about it as if it already has. Daydream that. All right. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.